friends, and welcome back to the channel. This video is a 10-minute routine that will get you to your splits. If you haven't watched my explanation on how to get the splits, click here, and otherwise let's get started. Okay, we're going to start in a low lunge. So we're going to step the right foot in between the hands and the left knee comes back. Then we're bending the left knee and reaching the right hand back to get a hold of the left foot. If this is not available for you, you can grab a band or a belt or whatever you have, wrap it around the foot and then grab it there. We're gonna hold each pose for about a minute. Good. Nice. And I mean, I am a yoga channel, so it is really important to breathe through the posture. Good, you're doing so great. We're about halfway already. Stick with it. Awesome. Maybe it's available for you to bring the foot slightly closer in. You're doing great. Awesome. And then we're taking about one more deep breath in. Good. And on the exhale, we release. We are going to extend the right leg forward, coming into a half split, pointing the toes firmly up towards the face. And then you can walk the hands ever so slightly forward if that works for you. The more you point the toes up, the deeper the stretch towards the back of the leg will be. See if you can keep the spine relatively straight. If you cannot bring the hands on towards the mat, grab two blocks. And then, or anything actually that can elevate you up a little. It can be two thick books or whatever. You're doing so great. We're again already halfway through the pose. Stick with it, find your breath and see if you can actively sort of draw the right leg in. Inhale here, exhale, you're doing great. Inhale. Good, and on the exhale we roll forward for a lizard pose. We're gonna bring the foot ever so slightly out towards the outer edge of the mat. You can come on towards the hands if this is easy for you. A few modifications. You can roll on towards the outer edge of the foot. If it's still easy for you, maybe you come down on towards your forearms. So bring your forearms up towards a block to elevate the ground up to you a little, but still find a little bit of deepening into this pose. Good. And again, we find our breath. We're already halfway through. You're doing so great. And I know these stretches can be super intense. So do find your limit and don't go past that. It will come with time. You will notice it will get easier when you start doing these stretches more often. Good. We're almost there. We're taking one more deep breath in here. And on the exhale, we bring ourselves back on towards the hands if you were down on towards the forearms. And we're going to bring the foot over towards the left wrist and let the knee fall down next towards the right wrist. Now, if this is uncomfortable for you and you're really high up the mat, you can always come and sit on a pillow, or in my case, I have yoga blocks here. So then the ground can come up to you a little bit. And you could do that. Awesome. Find length in the spine, find a stretch towards the back body. If you'd prefer, you can take it into a sleeping pigeon. Bring yourself down on towards the forearms and the head can rest on towards the hands. Otherwise, you can stay seated nice and upright, whatever gives you the nicest stretch towards that glute area. You're doing great. And again, a deep breath in here. And a long breath out. Stick with it now. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Awesome. One more. Inhale. And then on the exhale, we press ourselves up on towards the hands, curl the toes under, and safely bring ourselves back on towards hands and knees to repeat all these stretches on the other side. So we're going to start again with that low lunge and find that quad stretch. So using the belt if needed, bringing the foot closer in towards the glute to intensify the stretch. You're doing so great. Stick with it. And another option would be to again bring the hands up towards something, because when you bring the ground up to you, it's easier to lift. And then you can also easier get a hold of the back foot. You're doing so great. Stick with it now. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Awesome. Maybe bring the foot ever so slightly closer in. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Good, one more inhale. And on an exhale, we release the hold of the foot. We'll extend the left leg out, point the toes towards the face. And again, see if you can sort of draw the leg back in towards the hip. And the more you point the toes up towards the face, the deeper the stretch will be. Again, the same modifications. You can bring a block underneath the hands to bring the ground up to you. Maybe you come on towards the fingertips. See if you can find this stretch for the back of the leg. You're doing so great. Again, we're already halfway through. Find your breath. Inhale here. Exhale. Stick with it now. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Awesome. One more deep breath in. And on the exhale, we roll it forward, bringing both hands towards the inside of the foot, and we're walking the foot out towards the outer edge of the mat. And again, your modifications here, so this can already be enough for you. Stay here. Otherwise, maybe you roll on towards the outer edge of the foot, or if you have the flexibility, maybe you bring yourself down on towards the forearms. Again, all these options are just options, so see where you are right here, right now. And also notice when you are starting to repeat this video more often, how your flexibility increases. Taking a deep breath in here. And a long breath out, you're doing great. Deep breath in. And a long breath out. Awesome. Stick with it now. Stay here. Inhale. Exhale. Making your way back up on towards your hands. Walking the foot over towards the right wrist. Allow the left knee to drop down next towards the left wrist. And again, modify with blocks if needed. Bringing the ground up to you. Taking a deep breath in here. And if it feels better, you can come again into your sleeping pigeon, making a pillow of your forearms, of your hands. And allow yourself to relax here. You're doing so great. Stick with it now. Inhale. Exhale. Awesome. Your version of your pigeon pose. Inhale. Exhale. You're doing great. Stick with it. Inhale. Exhale, staying here for one more deep breath in. Good, and on the exhale, we curl the toes under, bring the knee off the mat, stepping the left knee back next towards the right. And now the moment we've all been waiting for, we are going to play around in our splits for a minute. Grab two things that can lift you up ever so slightly. I like to use blocks, but just use whatever solid you have. We're going to start by extending the right leg out. And keeping the pressure on towards the block as you walk the left knee back and back and back. And you could be here, and that's all right. Just keep the pressure on towards the block so you're not sinking too much into the pose. You don't want to kind of collapse in it and rip your hamstring or anything like that. But if you feel like you've got it, you can slowly ease in a little more, a little more, a little more. And maybe at one point you will have your splits. Good. Wherever you are, stay here. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Awesome. Deep breath in. And on the exhale, you press yourself up on towards the blocks. Curl the toes of the back foot under. Press up on towards those toes and slowly start bringing the back knee in until you can slide the right leg back in. Same thing on the other side. So we are going to start again, finding that low lunge. And then the half split. And then from your half split, slowly start walking the back knee back knee back, and you might note one side might be tighter than the other. And just hang here if this is where you are today, stay here. Otherwise, maybe you lower yourself all the way down into that split. Good, and it will come with time, trust me. So keep practicing and keep repeating this video if you are far from where you even want to be. Good, you're doing so great. Stick with it, find your breath. Deep breath in, long breath out. Deep breath in. And a long breath out, and again, press yourself up towards the blocks or on towards your hands if you're not using any blocks, and then bringing slowly, heel toeing the back foot in and making your way into a kneeling position. Thank you so much for practicing. That was it for this video. If you want more of a knee-friendly routine, you can click up here. And if you want the speed routine, that's only 6 minutes, you can click up there. Thank you so much, and namaste.